Now there is, however, another thing that's required, as I said earlier on, that after the ESXi installation is complete, that there are some other tasks. Right? We have to make sure that we have the right hardware version. We have to make sure that we have the right software version, the right VMware tools versions that are associated with those virtual machines on your ESXi images. What's great about, again, this Update Manager is the fact that this can be automated here as well by clicking the VMs and VAs tab or button up here. You'll notice if I do so that there are a number of baselines here that do just exactly what is required in order to get us to that next version for the virtual machines. The first is a VMware Tools upgrade to match the host. The second is a VMware hardware upgrade to match the host. And the third is a VA upgrade to whatever the latest is. So just like with the other baselines, these can be applied not to hosts, but to virtual machines, so that once the host is actually at the correct version, the virtual machines can then be backfilled with whatever appropriate VMware tools and VM hardware upgrade baselines are required to get them to the right version. Really, really, really slick stuff here with Update Manager here in version 5. And I think you'll find that if you're at the earlier versions and you're ready to make the update, well, this whole process is going to be fairly significantly easier than what you've seen in the past. And all of this is a testament really to VMware's reliance on the baseline structure and how those baselines are being kept in compliance between the hosts that you have. Again, really, really slick solution. So over this series, we had a really good opportunity here to click through and to see all of the different elements that are required in order to get essentially nothing up into a complete and fully functional instance of vSphere with all the ESXi hosts and the vCenter server that you need. We spent some time here understanding what the architecture of the whole thing was, and then worked on the vCenter server and ESXi before we went through all of the different configurations that were required to bring our first virtual machines online. It takes about, as you can see here, about half of this entire series, as I've said before, to get to the whole point where we can bring on virtual machines. Once those virtual machines can be brought online, it begins to make sense to add in clusters and resource pools so that we can begin the high availability and the load balancing feature set that we're really looking for out of our vCenter environment. After that, then we went through all of the different additional topics that are required that you're going to want to add in for the complete and holistic management of your vCenter environment. That's clones and templates and the backup and restore topic and updating and profiling and all of the extra stuff that I think you will find are very important points of your vCenter environment. I hope that you feel that you've left this series really having learned plenty about how vCenter works and how you can actually make it successful in your environment and for the business that you're trying to run with the workloads on top of vCenter. At the end of the day, what your business is interested in are the workloads it's running on top of vCenter. But ultimately, it is your job to make sure that VMware and vSphere work effectively. Once again, my name is Greg Shields, and it's been an absolute joy to be able to work with you. Once again, this has been yet another CBT Nuggets series, this one titled Mastering VMware vSphere version 5. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.